Township Design Review Board meeting. Before we get started, just a couple things. Please ask you to turn your cell phones off if you haven't already. When you approach the podium, please let us know who you are and the business you represent, and you can lay out your plans at the table next to the podium. So before we get started with the agenda, I'm going to ask Jason to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Jason.
If you may all rise, flags over here to your left.
I pledge allegiance to the flag, United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we have 6 items on our agenda tonight. I think it's going to move pretty quick, so hopefully we'll get you out of here at a decent time. So the first one tonight is DRB 2018-32, the application of UIF Recording Studio at 108 East Lancaster Avenue in Wayne for wall signage and an awning.
Rob Shirley with the Provco Group.
Hi, Rob. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good, good. All right. It's up to you, Rob, if you want to start with the awning or the sign. So,
Just, if you want, I'll just do both. And
sure. Okay, great.
Maybe, you're right, maybe just start with, so here is the current condition of the storefront. This was the previous.
So just for a point of reference for everybody, it's next to the Dunkin' Donuts in Wayne.
So below is obviously the previous awning and signage for that storefront.
Hey, Rob, just right into the mic.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Or have a handheld if you'd rather use that. Rather use a handheld?
I'm good.
You good there?
So the top is obviously current conditions. The picture below is what the previous storefront looked like before UIF took possession. And then, of course, here's what we're presenting.
Rob, you want to tell us a little bit about the business first?
Actually, you know what? Lucy's best suited for that, so I'm going to allow
Good.
her to
It's new business in town.
introduce herself.
Hi, I'm Lucy Lopez. I'm running the studio at 108 East Lancaster Avenue. UIF Rec Studio is a community-based, nonprofit multimedia studio. So UIF has been around since 1986, the Uncommon Individual Foundation. We're a nonprofit with a mission to mentor. We mentor entrepreneurs, we work with students, universities, and also other nonprofits. So we have various mentoring programs that we've been doing across the greater Philadelphia area since '86, essentially, so over 30 years. And we've been talking about a studio probably for the last 4 years. And this has been in the design stage for us to put the studio together for almost just under 2 years.
Great.
So we're really excited.
That's great. All right.
So what we're trying to do is modernize the storefront.
Sure.
To reflect what UIF is trying to accomplish. So as you can see, we'd like to paint the storefront to match both the solid metal awning and the grid awnings to obviously left and right of the center doorway entrance. Above, as indicated, it's a routed painted sign. It's not lit. And we're trying to conform. We'd love it to be a little bit bigger, candidly, but we're trying to conform to the sensitivity of the acceptance of the condominium association, which I'm sure will want to say, well, what was the previous sign location, and we want to stay in that area. So that's why we'd like it to be, the sign's a little bit bigger. The only change internally that I want to present, there's been discussion of moving both the Uncommon Individual Foundation lettering in the studio possibly a little closer than where it's situated on that sign banner now. Meaning that I've just been hearing some discussions that can it be a little closer to the
But it won't
circular
change
red.
the size.
Okay.
So I just wanted to share that with you, that was something that was, and I say closer, we might be talking about 6 inches to a foot, both towards the center. It is black in color. There's variations of black, but it'll be black in color.
All right. What do you guys feel about the signage?
think with regard to the sign itself and its scope and its entirety, that's fine. I guess my concern is going to be the canopy and the painting of the storefront. Not so much from sort of an aesthetic viewpoint. The dark color is fine. I guess more from a concern as far as resiliency over time. Like the methodology upon which you're going to paint that. Like, do you know yet how it's going to
Well-
be applied, or is that once you go to submit for building permit, we'll know that that's like an
Well, obviously,
electrostatic?
A great question. We're going to rely on a professional and say, what's the best preparation and adherence for, the appropriate product? So it
Right.
can be applied and look professional in its finish.
And then the same with the canopy is that at least in its current, design iteration, it's a little underdeveloped to sort of understand exactly, what that thickness is, how that's supported and how that's sort of hung, and what those louvers really, sort of the spacing of those louvers to kind of understand what we're really seeing once it is installed. And I get it. This is for design intent.
Right.
Right,
Right.
is what we're seeing. But then to understand sort of the difference between that, which is the louvered system, and the solid, how that gets fabricated is kind of a little bit, like I said, underdeveloped. But,
Yeah, it'll have the same supports, obviously, both adhering it to the brick as well as support to both the combination of the mullion and the exterior sides of the glass. So, I'm sure it'll be supported in a way that, again, done in a professional manner.
And then to that point, sort of an exhibit that's in the middle, right? Would you maintain the fabric canopy that's over the door to the residences above?
We don't
that's-
control that at all.
Right.
Actually, we'd like to extend it and include that, but I don't think that would be acceptable to the association.
What kind of recording studio is it?
It's a multimedia studio.
What does that mean?
We're going to be producing our own videos under our own brand, mentoring related, community related.
Cool.
Getting back to the sign, you do meet the square footage requirements and everything, so as far as the size goes, you're fine. The material is going to be a PVC then?
Correct.
Okay. And no lighting, no illumination, or,
No.
okay.
We'd like to have lighting, but again, trying to be sensitive to the association.
Yeah.
And putting some scoop lighting on above it, that might be a challenge, so.
Yeah, you may have some light poles out there, maybe get a little
Yeah.
spin off of that, so. Height from grade, you're going to be fine, you're under 15 feet. So I think the parameters of the sign are okay. You see anything there, Tim?
My only one concern would be, I guess, the logo next to the Uncommon Foundation. That is the logo for the organization.
Correct.
Yes.
All right. And then the name of the actual studio is the Uncommon Individual Foundation Recording Studio, right?
It's UIF Rec Studio, yes.
All right. Okay.
I tend to like it. I think it looks nice. What time of day will you generally be operating? Do you know yet, or?
Mostly 9 to 5.
Okay.
Very good. Okay. Are we all right with the sign then? Wally, okay with
Yeah.
sign? Jason? You all right with the sign?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fine, yes.
Canopy, you have some issues, or you okay with
Well,
canopy?
and again, this is for design intent.
Yeah.
The next level of, design that you'll take will kind of refine what that looks like. Yeah.
Okay. You guys all right?
I'm fine.
Canopy? Wally, canopy? You like the
With regards to
canopy?
I'm okay with it.
You're good? Okay. Thinking about any window signage or anything like that, or?
That's a great point.
We'd like to be able to put out some decal on the window
Yeah.
until we do get the sign,
Okay.
so,
You mean just temporary or permanent?
not sure, it depends.
Okay, all right. Well, you're allowed up to 20% of your glass for window signage.
Okay,
So-
20% of the entire area?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'd probably ask you if you're going to do something real large.
I don't
probably
think we're
come
looking
in
at
with it.
anything really large.
Yeah, sometimes people just put a little, 5-inch letters or whatever in vinyl
Mm-hmm.
decals. That's,
Maybe something informational possibly, right?
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
and also because there's no numbering where we are, so people are always looking at where 108 East is, because they get
Okay.
confused with the condominium and that location.
yeah,
So we'd like to put something on the door that's probably about 12 by,
yeah.
Okay,
Okay, yeah, definitely we need some identification
Mm-hmm.
for an emergency or whatever, so, okay. What else, guys?
I'm good.
Good. Jason?
No, it's
good?
good.
Wally, you're good?
Okay.
Okay. And there's a common theme through town, you're not allowed to have those A-frame sandwich boards, okay?
Okay.
There's a lot of them on your street,
There are.
but they're not allowed.
Okay.
So, yeah, so save your money, don't buy one, all right? Okay. All right. Any questions for the board? You guys okay?
No, thanks.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, who wants to?
I'll take it.
Okay, great.
In the matter of DRB 2018-13, the application of UIF Recording Studio for approval of wall signs and awning, I move to approve.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
When are you guys up and running soon?
Yes. We're
Uh,
actually open. We're.
Oh, you're
we're-
open now?
We're recording.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Great, lots of luck.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. All right, next tonight is DRB 2018-33, the application of Gabby Hair Salon at 7 Luella Court in Wayne for window signage. Hi there,
Hi.
how are you?
I'm gonna have the window decal on the window.
Okay, talk nice and loud, okay, so everybody can hear, all right?
Yeah.
And right into the microphone. Yes, very good, thank you. Okay, that looks good. Yeah, all right. So you're the owner?
Yes.
What's your name?
Gabby.
Gabby, you're Gabby. Okay, good. All right, Gabby, why don't you tell us what you have in mind, okay?
Uh-huh.
For your signage. It's going to,
I wanna put this on the front of the window.
yeah. Gabby, right into the microphone, okay? So
Okay.
everybody can hear you? Thank
Sure.
you.
Yeah. So in front of the window,
Mhm,
and the sign will be like this,
mhm.
and then it's less than 15% of the window. So,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Is there any other signage? Are you thinking of doing a wall sign, something on the wall or anything? Or?
I think I'm gonna have the wall mount banner. I think I'm gonna apply for it next month's meeting.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. If you have something that's going to come in next month, you have to have it into the township by October 24th.
Yeah.
Okay?
I
So,
know.
all right. So this is just the vinyl application on the window, and it's pretty cut and dry. It meets the square footage requirements, so.
Yeah. I think this is great. Looks
Okay.
good.
Thank you.
Gabby, just make sure you have your address number on the front of the building. Okay, I don't know,
Front of the building.
you may have it.
You mean here? I
Uh,
put the number on the door.
Okay, all right, just make sure it's visible, okay?
Okay.
And why don't you tell us a little bit about your business? You're a new business in town.
Yeah, it's my first business.
Okay.
I'm a first time owner.
Mhm.
And yeah, it's already open actually. And yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I have lots of things to do and I have lots of things to learn.
Okay.
But I believe I can make some fortune here.
I hope you can, yeah, all right. Good. Are you doing men's and women's both?
Yeah.
Okay, great, good, lots of luck to you. Yeah, and again, you probably heard with the last applicant, don't buy one of those A-frame signs. You're not allowed to have those. Okay, so save your money, all right?
That's right.
Okay. What else, guys?
I think
You
that's
all
good.
right? Okay, Wally, you all right?
I'm good.
Okay, Tim.
I'm fine.
You have any questions for us? You're okay? Jason, you want to take this?
All right,
Thank
great.
you.
In the matter of DRB 2018-33, Gabby Hair Salon and the application of window vinyl on window signage, I move to vote.
Okay, or a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, thanks, Gabby. Good
Thank
luck
you.
to you.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, next is DRB 2018-34, the application of at and T Corporation at 60 West Avenue in Wayne for some antennas. How you doing?
Hi, Dahoud Mahmoud with Carbon Engineering, representing AT&T.
Okay, speak nice and loud, all right? Okay. Some more antennas on the building, huh?
Yeah, so we're looking to install two 11-foot masts for television, signal television antennas for reception.
Okay,
They're going to go onto the existing penthouse. So this picture here is the existing condition. We did a rendering of what the antennas will look like once they're installed. Actual angle may vary a little depending on actual reception once the antennas start getting installed. But
so they're going to be on the very top.
on the penthouse here,
Yeah.
not on the tower.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see, okay.
When you say angle might change a little bit, is that, currently what we're seeing in that rendering is, it's sort
They're
of
at
parallel, it's in
11 or
alignment with it?
1190, so they may adjust it in and out depending on what the actual reception is.
And what's the sort of range of rotation that it could potentially angle in or out?
That I don't have, I have to get it from their RF engineers.
It potentially, could it be 90 degrees from the face of the penthouse?
I don't have an exact,
And the only reason why I ask is, so if what we're seeing on the left is a projection of 11 feet in height, right, above the
Yes.
penthouse, that almost looks like it's almost equal in 11 feet in
that's right.
the other dimension as well, right?
The top antenna is approximately 11 feet long.
Right. And so that could project 11 feet from the face of the building, depending on the signal?
Well, potentially. I don't have the exact, what the angle would look like.
Right.
You know, so,
It's kind of a shame because they're almost hitting new territory on that building. Everything's on the top.
Right.
And,
I don't even know,
what's that?
what's the guidance on that? I mean,
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I think
it's a little questionable whether or not it's
Right.
even
Some ambiguity.
within our purview, right?
I think the big thing for us really is, what we don't want is like them be writing AT&T on the side of these things.
Yeah.
Or, just keep the advertising off, try to
I'm not
blend it
saying
in.
it's, but I just feel like I don't know who,
Yeah. No, we've had a lot of these over
if
the
it's in the
years come
zoning code,
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
what you can say about the
Like you
angle.
say, we're just trying to hide them as best we can, or camouflage
Now, I
them
don't know
as
if
best
this
we
is
can.
true or not. I heard this building is like a major communication hub on the East Coast for AT&T.
it is a communication building. I'm not sure
Yeah.
where it is in
It's like
there.
one of the
Yeah, I
biggest,
think
it is.
something
Yeah.
insane amount of
Yeah.
traffic goes through this building.
Actually, I've heard that real estate at the very top is like the most expensive real estate in Radnor Township. Everybody's got antennas
up
on
with
there
that?
and stuff, so,
It's a shame.
yeah, that's kind of as I was wondering, why couldn't those go on the very top?
Yeah, why can't you put it at the
Uh,
top?
I guess they're concerned with interference with the cellular antennas.
How much do you know about the technical aspect of these antennas? You
Other than
personally?
their reception?
Yeah.
Video reception, that's,
But you don't know anything about from a technical basis, you don't know why they need to go there? I'm just curious. I'm not saying I'm,
well, from the discussion with AT&T, it's been,
but do you know
that's where their
person, do you know?
optimal, their
Did I see-
optimal
I-
reception is going to be.
Are you an electrical engineer?
I'm a mechanical,
mechanical.
we have mechanical electrical is what our discipline is, but we're not the
But
RF
do you
engineer.
personally know that as part of your professional area of expertise?
From an RF, no, we're not RF engineers.
Okay, so.
We're on the construction side, so
So-
we'll be installing them out.
Okay.
The
But
conduit.
somebody came to the conclusion,
Yeah, their engineer, or the AT&T personnel went and measured, that's where they claim, they stated the
where did they
optimal
state
reception
that?
is.
Where did they state that? You said they stated that,
Oh, to us.
To you?
They yes.
Okay. right, right. But they're not, no one's here to answer questions on that right now, correct?
Not on the technical, the antenna.
Okay.
So I guess they have to go where this gentleman brought into plans, Kevin, or can we ask him to reposition him higher up on the tower, maybe
Well,
not to start
Our
a new?
concern would be that it doesn't get higher than what's already on the tower. Since they're lower, I don't think that creates a huge issue for us.
Okay,
I understand the issue conceptually, not wanting the visual or the two different types of antennas that are up there to interfere with each other. So,
Right.
I don't think that we're going to start seeing a rash of applications on that penthouse, because typically in cellular, they're trying to get as high as possible. So they're going to stay to the other tower versus
Okay.
coming here to the penthouse.
okay.
Rob, what does, if anything, the zoning code say about the antennas on this building? Is there any sort of use guidance on that?
I would have to take a look. I'm not sure specifically sitting here.
Yeah. Yeah, we've had a lot of those come in over the years for different locations, a field house in Villanova here, Radnor Valley Country Club. We've had quite a few. Down in Rosemont, I think one of the retirement homes.
How difficult would it be for you, if you know, to provide us with the technical data as to why that location is the most appropriate location for these antennae?
I can have AT&T put together stating why they selected that spot.
I mean, is that a problem? I mean, do they want to put them up ASAP, or can they wait a month? Can you come back next month, or?
They're looking to put them, the intent is to receive the local signal and transmit it across their network back to their DirecTV customers, so I guess they're on a tight timeline. We actually missed the last
Okay.
go-around because we found out the process through here.
What do you feel about that?
I mean, my initial conception is, almost it goes to when you were first looking at these two images.
Yeah.
And you didn't actually see them.
No, I didn't, to
And
be honest
so,
with you, yeah.
ultimately,
I'm concerned about the precedent.
yeah, I
Yeah,
understand
it comes a
that.
giant building with antenna. And as we move into a space that is more dependent on wireless technology, and as our wireless infrastructure gets strained, something's got to be done about that building so it doesn't turn into
A hub of antenna.
a monstrosity, for lack of a better term. I'm embarrassed to use that term. I just couldn't think of a better word to use. That's my concern. And, you know, one of the charges of the board is to uphold the aesthetics of the township. And I'd like to see technical data on it as to why they have to be those antennas and they have to be there. Because the next thing you know, in a year, that penthouse looks like that tower. And I want to know why, or if you'll commit in any way, and I don't think you will, but AT&T would commit to some sort of use restriction on that penthouse.
Yeah, I can't commit to that.
I know you can't.
No.
Just saying, I'm telling you what I'd like to see.
You mind if I write notes?
You could write whatever you want.
Kevin, what's your take on this?
Well, our zoning code gets into wireless communication systems. I'm not sure that this would even qualify as wireless communications, because it's typically cellular. From what I'm hearing, these are not cellular antennas, so I'd have to dig into that a little bit further. And if you're comfortable with the appearance of these, it could be conditioned upon, a more detailed zoning review. And I'd have to talk to the township solicitor on that, because again, I think that our zoning code is going to deal with cellular and not necessarily what they're doing with this.
I think it should be conditioned.
You all right with that?
Well, it sounds to me like the actual issue with this is not actually the technical, it's more the aesthetic,
Yeah,
which is in our
Right.
purview.
yeah,
Right.
yeah, I'm concerned about it.
So, I mean, if we want more information as to why this location, in order to
Right.
justify changing the aesthetics of the building, I think that's a fair request.
Yeah, we want more, I'm opposed to it without more information. I've made up my mind.
Okay. All right, can we put that in some sort of motion and maybe ask, I don't know, Kevin, would you want to just handle that in-house, or you want it to come back to our board, or?
I would think that if this board is, it sounds like you're uncomfortable just throwing it back to staff. If you want justifications to why it has to be in that location and what the applicant can do to better camouflage it, I think that wouldn't be something that you would want staff to look at, and that would be something that this board would want to
Okay.
look at.
Can we deny it with, like, denial without prejudice?
Well, I don't know, denying, you could probably just table it and ask them to resubmit with additional information.
Yeah, I like that.
That then cleans it up a little bit, doesn't kill the application and
Right.
restart.
Right, I don't want to have
Yeah.
to make them do that. I don't want to burden them, get it right back in here next
Just
time.
table it until they can
Table
resubmit
it.
with additional information.
Okay.
Just to be clear, the additional info is why that location?
Yeah. From a technical expertise, is there, I'm okay. Why don't I make it more specific? I'd like to know whether or not, from a technical perspective, there's that there is not a location other than the penthouse that these could go. In order to specifically address my concern that the penthouse becomes little tower. Tower 2,
Right.
whatever you want to call it.
I think that's a fair concern.
Yeah.
And if there's a way to do this where we can table this and even if the information isn't available until next month,
Mhm.
where you can just come back and give us that information so that we can get this process so that, you know, AT&T can get the service that they're trying to get out to their customers.
Right.
I don't want to stall that but I agree with you on the aesthetical concern.
Okay.
However, if it comes back saying their technical data says it goes here, right? Our biggest concern is that we're not setting precedent for it to become another tower. So actually, further down the road, it's more our concern that we're not setting precedent that this thing becomes, labeled with more antenna. So really, it's the next step that we're more concerned with, right?
Well, for now, I'd like to see the technical data, and then at the next, I'll
right.
address any other issues that may need to be addressed.
Okay,
But
good.
that's all I have right now. But I'm not willing to commit that I won't have other issues.
All right.
I may or may not, but I can't put that on the record now.
Do you have any other questions from the board? Are you okay?
No, so I'm gonna,
Okay.
you will look,
Well, I'll put it in the form of a motion and then.
Sure.
Okay.
In the matter of application number 2018-34, applicant AT&T Corp., it's a motion to table the application pending additional information provided by the applicant in the form of technical data related to the decision to place these antennae on the penthouse.
All right.
We're tabling that for a month or,
Yeah, however
Yeah,
quickly.
we
they can
hope
get
to
it.
see you next month.
Yeah.
Okay, we're a second
I'll
on that?
second that.
Okay, all in favor?
aye.
Kevin, you're okay with that?
Absolutely.
Okay, great. All right.
okay?
All right, good.
Thank you.
Okay. Kevin, will they need to submit plans by that October 24th or just show up at the meeting with,
Do you want to review the information prior to the meeting, or are you comfortable with them submitting that information? It sounds like it could be quite technical, and I don't know that having 5 minutes before meeting or while the applicant's up, trying to listen to a presentation.
What
so-
I would recommend would be, if I were you, or counseling you, I'd have the person that has the technical expertise perhaps attend the meeting to answer the questions.
You know, the funny thing is, most times these antennas come in, there's 3 or 4 guys, and tonight there's just one, so.
Mr. Chairman, I would think
Yes.
that if they were to submit some sort of written narrative by the submission date for the next meeting, that gives you guys plenty of time to review the information,
Great.
formulate some questions. If they provide their technical expert for the hearing, or for the meeting rather, then you'll have time to prepare questions, ask and answer those questions during the meeting.
Terrific, that's good.
So we have till the 24th to put together the technical data, is that what we're
Yes.
saying for the next meeting?
All right. Okay, great. Thank you very much. Thank you. Next application tonight is DRB 2018-35, the application of Chase at 795 East Lancaster Avenue in Villanova for ground signage and wall signage. Hi there.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
I'm Coral Silsby from Project Expeditors on behalf of Chase. This is Larry Schwartz on behalf of Philadelphia Sign, sorry.
Okay, all right.
And Tamika Latilla from Project Expeditors.
Okay. If you guys need a handheld, we've got it, so, all right? If that one mic doesn't suffice, so. Okay, so this has been a bank, I guess, for a while, and it seems like about every year they come in with a new name, so I think we're pretty familiar with the area.
Okay. Actually, this is a tenant fit-out now for Chase Bank. We have an application in before the building department for an interior tenant fit-out. And this is the signage that's going to accompany the new occupancy for the Chase Bank. The pictures that we're showing are depicting existing signage, and you can see there's signage from the previous tenant on the front of the building and on the side of the building.
Which we did approve, so.
This is the, sorry, this is the signage being presented on the front of the building by Chase. They're internally lit channel letters, and they'll be applied to the existing facade.
Okay. Pretty cut and dry. So they're each 20.7 square feet, which is well within their square footage requirements. So,
Exactly. Actually, I'm going to go back to that. There's also a sign proposed right here, and that's 3.9 square feet.
just try to hit the microphone.
Sorry.
Thanks.
There's also a sign proposed right here, and that's 3.9 square feet. So it still remains well under the allowed signage for the
Okay.
front of the building.
And that sign is, okay, private client, you're advertising there, so. Does the existing facade need much repair? There are holes from the previous? It does? Okay, so you'll take care of that? Okay,
Yeah. That sign that I was discussing being placed here is right here, and that's 3.9 square feet.
And it's non-illuminated, correct?
This one is non-illuminated. That's correct. Yeah.
okay, good.
And then in the existing monument sign, we'll be placing inside the slot the Chase logo.
All right. Pretty cut and dry. Any questions?
The only other signage
Yes.
we do have is an ADA sign on the front of the building. So
Okay. Well, are you okay?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
straightforward.
pretty clean application. All right. Tim?
I'm fine.
Okay. Any questions for the board?
no,
Pretty easy.
this
so.
was an easy one.
Okay.
Yep.
I guess we're going down the line. I guess it's Tim's turn.
In the
again.
matter of DRB 2018-35, the application of Chase Bank for the installation of ground signs and wall signs, move for approval.
We're a second.
My second?
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next is DRB 2018-36, the application of Simple Greek at 313 East Lancaster Avenue in Wayne for wall signage and ground signage. Hey, Greg.
Hi, how you doing?
Hi.
That should do it. There's,
Tell us who you are.
oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I should know that by now. It's
Yeah,
been a
right, you
couple
should.
years. I'm Greg Feld. I'm with KC Sign Company. I'm here for Simple Greek. And they are moving into the storefront there, so they are proposing individually mounted channel letters on the facade. And then there are two Wayne Square monument signs, directional, one on, what is it, Aberdeen, the side road, and one on the main road. So all of those faces in there currently are cut face aluminum. So it's an aluminum face with the acrylic mounted behind it, so only the letters light up.
Okay.
And they just want to put their name on that, the same style with the cut face aluminum.
So you're trying to keep some consistency there,
On the two monuments, yes, and then
even on the building
on
itself?
the building with the individual channel letters.
Right, right. Comments?
No, I think it's fairly straightforward, other than sort of similar comment from the previous one, sort of any repair in kind and in color essentially for any of the previous sign that was there.
I think it was pretty clean, but we always patch and paint and fix
Right.
up
Yeah.
whatever might have been taken down.
What was there?
Scott Trade?
Yeah,
Scottrade.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't sure.
yeah. It's funny, I mean, it's mostly food and some retail, and that's strip center there, and, yeah, that was kind of an odd fit, I thought, so, yeah.
Great.
So, again, your square footage, you're okay with that. Your letter size is 15.76, which is well within the parameters there. Yeah. Tim, what do you think?
Only question I have is the consistency between the background color on the monument placard. The rest of them are white backgrounds.
Oh, let me see. I think that's just the way it, let's see.
I think it's just the way it's shot.
Let me see if they called out a color, but we, no acrylic. We are going to match what's on the monument. It either printed that way or it was drawn up prior to us doing a survey and getting the real color match on that. So,
Right.
yeah, the intent is to have it match everything else to the background, so.
Perfect.
And I think they're all opaque down there. They should be in a monument sign, so,
Yeah.
right, where the backgrounds are dark.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Again, it's pretty simple.
Right.
Greg, we'll just make sure that the owner has the address on the front of the building.
I'll
Maybe on-
remind him of
Yeah,
that, sure.
remind him of that, and again, no sandwich boards.
Right.
Okay. Do you know if they plan on doing any window signage? Did they talk about that?
They haven't mentioned anything to us. They don't have anything planned along those lines. They might
Okay.
put something basic on the door, real small on the
Okay.
door, but hours, something like that.
Mhm.
But they're not going to do any major window graphics.
Okay.
that They've contacted us about.
Then it's a pretty clean application on it.
Yeah.
Any other questions, Wally?
No.
All right. You guys all right?
Oh.
All right, Jason.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes,
just,
sir.
Real quick.
Yes.
just- I know you talked a little bit about the monument sign and the color
Yeah.
matching the rest, but that white is opaque and that only the letters are illuminated? Just to make sure that we're not
Yes.
going to start getting
Right.
into.
Correct.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Mhm. Okay, good. Yeah, hopefully that sign is like that, you know, with all the plaques down there. I know we usually ask for that, so, okay. All right, good.
Okay.
All right, great.
Okay.
All right, so in the matter of DRB 2018-36, application for wall sign and monument signage for Simple Greek at 313 East Lancaster Avenue, I move to vote.
Okay. Here a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Thanks, Greg.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. All right, last on the agenda tonight, DRB 2018-37, the application of Preve Salon at 167 West Lancaster Avenue in Wayne for wall signage and an awning. And this applicant was in last month, and
Yes, I was.
you're here to see us again this month, huh?
Yes.
Okay, what happened?
So I will tell you. So this is the proposal for what you guys approved last month. It's for a wooden backer pin letters and then a black and white fabric awning. So the owners, they were traveling. I forget where they were, but they said that they saw this store and they really fell in love with the design of this store. With the hanger canopy. So now they are proposing this. And it has just the pen letters and then the hanger canopy, and then it has the Salon at Wayne on the hanger canopy, and those are just vinyls.
Number one was better. Because you had the awning next door.
I think the one major issue with this, they're 30-inch letters. And usually in downtown Wayne, where the stores are that close to Route 30, we've tried to hold them to about 14 to 16-inch letters. And,
Yeah.
I mean, a Wawa might have 30, but look at the size of a Wawa. But,
So the 30 inches is actually measuring the accent mark on the E, so it's actually 22 3/4 inch.
Yeah.
I don't know. Personally, I like the first one better.
First one's better. That
Yeah.
doesn't look, I like the place that your owners like, but that doesn't look like that. But
Yeah.
I can't,
It's her
if I don't
business.
like it. I
Yeah.
mean,
Right. We're just
although
expressing our opinion.
there is grounds for that, you know, you gotta be able to like it, and it's gotta be able to fit. I think we've gone through this before. It's gotta be able to fit within the character of the surrounding area.
Mhm.
That's one of the things we need to look at.
I don't understand.
Well, I feel
that-
like
Is the only thing that changed the awning? Is my understanding correct?
Well, they had the white wooden backer here.
Yeah, that's much more commensurate with downtown Wayne.
It's cleaner.
It's much cleaner. Other one,
What if they added the white wooden backer behind the pin letters?
no.
Well, then you'd be able to reduce the size of the letters, right?
Yeah,
We
I
added
mean,
the
that, yeah, we could reduce the size of the letters.
I think you got two problems. First off, design one just all around is better. It's a better look, and it flows into the awning with Trek and all that. Maybe even like you know, when Trek goes to update their awning, maybe you get the matching awning or something. But it ties in, you got that white, I don't even know what the heck the first one is, but it looks like there's some molding or something. It looks really nice. And the black, this, you know, it's a whole different design.
Yeah.
It just, and the letters are bigger. You got, to me, you got two problems. The awning is not good, and the letters are too big. And then, problem three, you have this exposed brick thing going on that doesn't match the other brick. Just looks,
The letters actually get hidden almost with the brick there.
yeah.
Would it be
I mean,
whitewashed brick,
I
or
would
what would they
assume
be?
that the contractor would maybe try to clean up the brick a little bit and make
you
it
don't
look
know.
nicer.
I think it's pretty hard. I mean, there's the outline of the store that was there since 1950.
Yeah, it goes on.
That's the original store and
Yeah, that's what
application.
you got a problem with. You know,
Yeah.
even if you go back, what the owners like, that's all clean brick. That's not, that doesn't have like residual ghost signage to it.
There.
No, I'm talking about the picture, hey, this is what the owner, this is the owner,
Yeah.
the look the owner is going for. I think you showed a picture of some look that they're going for.
Yeah.
I thought that was the actual thing. I said, wow, look at that. That's gonna be
No,
downtown
it's
Wayne.
right
That looks
there.
sharp.
Yeah.
That
I don't think
doesn't look like that.
Included that in the package,
Doesn't look.
But
Well,
that's the look that they're looking for. They like the lights underneath.
Yeah, if
the
they came in with
canopy.
that look, you know, I think I'd
Well,
be a little
that's
bit more
what's-
receptive to it, but that's not what that looks like. That doesn't look like that.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're
different.
they're also proposing the lights under there, so, I mean, they would, you know, be under there, so,
That's got a
Would-
second story, it's got windows, there's a lot more going on architecturally there.
yeah.
Stephanie, is the
The architect agrees.
Would you agree?
Is the awning,
Scale, there's a lot of scale. I know nothing about architecture.
So there's something to be said. My quick question is though, immediately to the right of Trek, how many more storefronts
there's
are?
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I
Three more,
think a
Yes.
few.
and they all have canopies as well. We could see a
We-
little
well, we
hint of
don't.
that
We're
one,
at the
right?
end.
You're at the end.
Yeah, we don't, but the one immediately to the right of Trek is another awning.
That's the children's store immediately to the right
Yes,
of
yeah.
Trek, right? And that's
Nobody
got a
has-
striped canopy.
Nobody has a
Right.
canopy.
No, they
nobody-
could, well, Trek has the fabric canopy
I call that an awning.
and on.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it's a
The
heavy sloped
uninitiated
awning.
of the architectural
Yeah.
arts, we call that the awning.
No, it's, in all honesty, so the awning is gonna be, if I may, it'll be the cheaper install. And the issues with the canopy are gonna be with regards to rainwater runoff on that thing a little bit more. You won't have to concern yourself if we put an awning. Whereas
Right.
now if you put this horizontal canopy that comes out, you're gonna have a lot more sort of issues associated with how you know, where you conduct the rain off of that.
Right,
It's a hair
It-
salon,
yeah.
so they come out of the salon after they get their hair done, and then they get
All wet.
under the pool ring.
No, the worst is actually it pools up there, right?
Yeah,
Like that would be the
it'll drip
worst
down,
concern,
yeah.
and it's gonna drip down wherever, potentially.
If they had a solution for the rainwater, if they were able to provide some structural detail in regards to that.
So I'll be honest, I'm not overly opposed to the second option. And actually, if anything, I would recommend you do what's in the photograph is you uplight as well,
Yeah, maybe
Okay.
that's what I'm missing.
right? Like you're proposing those 3 downlights, that's in the one sheet, right? The opportunity would be, you could reduce the
Letters.
letters to what's actually permitted, and actually do the same thing that's in that one is uplight, and so you're getting light actually shining back up on those letters,
Right.
on the name.
I mean, I'm sure with the lighting, it does look a lot better at night, opposed to the day view that we're showing right now. But we definitely can reduce the letters. I'm sure they would love the uplight idea.
Stephanie, right now, with your second application, what would you do on the brick? What's the game plan there?
I would have
paint
to,
it?
I don't know, I would have to ask my
You'd have to
contractor.
do something, because you can't have those shadows from the old sign, and that's gonna look terrible.
Yeah.
If we were to do kind of like a wooden backer, like how we proposed in the previous one, would you guys be opposed to that?
With the current awning?
Yes, like under canopy, yeah.
So we at least know what
The metal canopy.
the metal
Yes,
as
yeah.
proposed with the
Yeah.
wooden backer.
Yep.
So I would say no to that.
No.
Well, now you kind of have a hodgepodge of a whole bunch of different things going on, right?
Yeah.
It's the wood backer, it's the cut letters on top of that, it's the cable stays that are holding that canopy up, right? There's sort of a number of different things going, and then as a result, nothing's working successfully, right? They're all kind of competing for sort of visual attention, essentially.
Do you think that would be less busy than the black and white striped canopy or awning, though? Because I feel like maybe if we proposed it with the white backer, it might look nicer than what you guys would think.
So then I think that pushes back to the previous scheme, right? And just saying we're gonna use the fabric awning and then the wood backer there. Like that rationale says that one seems to be the better scenario if the wood backer becomes an issue. And then let's work backwards. It all comes back to what's the condition of the brick going to be.
Right.
The wood backer sort of covers the brick, and then we don't have to worry about it
Right.
as much. Whereas if we wanted to go with the canopy, subsequently what we want to do is we want to repoint the brick and, make it match, if not clean, match what's at Trek, if not better.
Yeah.
Right? But to some degree, all this comes down to, really, if we value engineer this thing, the cheapest thing and the most effective in covering the brick and being the sort of cheapest install and potentially the most aesthetically consistent would be the fabric awning with the wood backer, right? All of that kind of works in your favor.
Steffi, I know you're just representing
Right.
Yeah.
the sign company. And
That's good advice, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, I peeked in there today, and they're just ripping up the carpets from the old library and all, so they're not gonna be open, in the
Okay.
next couple of weeks or anything like that. So, again, how about if we table it?
Table it.
But we should have the owner of the business come in.
Yeah.
I know it's hard, you're kind of like going back
Right.
and forth between us and them. I mean, are they local? They can come in, a month from now?
I'm not sure if they're local, but I'm sure that they would be willing to,
Yeah, I think it'd be a
come
lot better.
attend.
It's always tough kind of putting the
Yeah, I
sign
know.
person on the, yeah.
So,
So
as far as
again,
moving forward, if, I know that they're really in love with, the hanger canopy. So would we need to kind of come up with a resolution for the brick, kind of making it look more clean if they wanted to keep the
Well,
hanging canopy?
We're not going to tell you how to do this sign. That's not
Yeah.
our job here as a board. But I think there's some great rationale and some great points that our board has made. So you
Yeah.
can go back and relay some of those points to them and maybe
Yeah.
come up with a better plan.
Yeah.
Okay.
That being said, the first one has been approved already.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, and it
So
was
they
even
can
approved
ultimately
in zoning
resort
and building,
back to
too.
that.
Right.
Um,
That's okay, right? They can go back to that if they want.
Absolutely, so they have an approval. If they
Yes.
wanted to deviate from that, they would need
Right.
to, come back to this board. If you're going to table this tonight and ultimately proceed with the original approval, then just submit a letter withdrawing this current application.
Okay,
All right.
okay.
Are you guys okay with that?
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to get anywhere tonight.
No.
We can talk all we want, but ultimately,
Yeah.
it's going to be a property owner, or the business owner's
Yeah.
final call, so,
I agree.
okay.
But you guys don't have an issue with the hanging canopy, it's more so the brick and the size of the letters.
Well,
Is
the
that
letters,
my
we can't
understanding?
allow
Letters.
letters too big, because then everybody in
Right.
town
Brick.
wants, these big letters, so.
What do we fall within regulations for the zoning code for the letters that I know that we're saying that they're too big, what is? the
Well, we don't
maximum
have
amount of
anything
square
written in the code as such, but we just try to keep some consistency around town. So if you
Right.
look, you'll see like Trex letters aren't that large. They're probably
Right.
like 14 or 16 inch. So we try to keep it that size.
Okay.
You get a situation like this Greek place was just in a restaurant. They sit further back from the highway. We'll
Okay.
allow them to go a little larger because they need the
Right.
visibility. But, this building sits right on top of the road.
Yeah.
And believe me, 23-inch letters sitting on
Yeah.
top of the road, everybody, it's too
Right.
big.
Okay.
And it's not consistent with the town, so,
Okay,
yeah. That's
All
all.
right.
And like I say, if we approve 23, everybody in town, when they want their next sign,
Yeah.
they want 23 or
Yeah.
bigger, so, yeah.
okay.
So,
Just
Okay.
clarification, I think
Yes.
the board did have some concerns with the two different awnings, one flat next to the
Okay.
fabric. So I think that that was a concern of the board,
Right.
correct? I don't want to speak for the board,
I
but that was
have a
something.
concern.
Okay.
No, it's okay. And I think, and again, it's not ours to say, but if we were to, if you look at your image that you provided as a precedent, right, it doesn't actually extend to the full, or at least on the left-hand side from what we can see, doesn't extend to the full edge of the building. And I think maybe that sort of close alignment to Trek on the other side.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
if we were to just,
Shrink that in, maybe it would
on
look
both
better.
sides, so it's not the full length, potentially the receptivity on our part may not be as
Okay,
harsh.
that's a good
And
point.
we won't know until we would see that, but.
Right,
You could always come up with a couple different plans,
okay.
so that's no problem. But again, you're just going to have to submit them to Peggy by October
Another one.
24th, so.
Okay, sounds
So
good.
you don't have a whole lot of
October
time,
4th?
but.
24th.
24th.
Oh, 24th.
2 weeks.
Sorry,
So-
that's October 4th. Okay, all right, sounds good.
Okay, so. is it
I'll
Wally's
motion
turn?
it.
Okay,
Yeah,
thanks,
in
Wally.
the matter of DRB 2018-37, applicant Prive Salon, motion to table to the next DRB meeting.
Okay, here, second.
I second.
All in favor?
All right.
Okay, Stephanie, any other questions for us? You're
Nope.
okay? All right, good. We'll
Thank
see you next
you.
month. Hopefully with the owner of the business.
know.
Okay, terrific, thank
I
you.
like the first one too, but
Yeah, no, it looks, the first one looked great.
it's
Yeah.
not my store.
Okay, you got it. Thank you, Stephanie. All right, any other business for our board tonight?
Sorry.
We're okay?
None.
See you next month. All right, we already have, there's 2 for next month, so, okay, good.